turn now to the Trump presidency and developments in the impeachment inquiry.
Margaret Brennan, moderator of Face the Nation, joining us now from Washington, D.C. Margaret, good afternoon to you. The former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine testified as part of the impeachment inquiry. So how is the administration responding to that?
Well, it was a blockbuster testimony because this ambassador was really at the center of it all. This is who Rudy Giuliani, the president's attorney, had tried to remove from office. And she really, in written testimony that was made public, laid out what was a political targeting of her, saying and describing it as, according to her bosses, her firing had nothing to do with her job and her competency, but rather the political motives of others. And this was really something that sent shivers down the spine of the Foreign Service and the national security community. But the specifics of what she laid out, which was that President Trump himself had ordered her firing, was news that will certainly be used in this impeachment inquiry.
Margaret, we learned yesterday about the arrest of the two Ukrainians close to Rudy Giuliani, who also had South Florida connections. What does this mean for the president now?
Well, the two men who were arrested yesterday at the airport with one-way tickets to a European destination were being held on $1 million bond. What we've learned about them is their extensive financial donations to a number of Republican congresspeople, current and former, and other causes. But most specifically, the reason they were arrested, despite some campaign finance violations they're accused of, was because of this tie here. Some of the work they were doing with Rudy Giuliani, the president's personal attorney, it's led to questions now about if Rudy Giuliani himself is in any way part of this inquiry that the Southern District of New York is leading. So these individuals were tied to the campaign to remove the U.S. ambassador from office because they were trying to get her to dig up dirt and be part of a scheme to work on a project that really had nothing to do with U.S. foreign policy.
So, Margaret, Congress comes back from recess next week. Will they vote on this impeachment investigation then?
We don't have a date yet. What we're seeing also is a debate within the Democratic leadership over whether they even need to hold a vote on whether to continue with this inquiry and sort of make it official. But we are far off from the point where actual impeachment articles will be put forth and voted on. So right now, it's really a procedural argument. The White House has said unless a vote is held, it's not officially an impeachment inquiry. And congressional lawyers argue that's not the case at all. So this is a political fight that's happening over this. But at this point, what you're seeing is the White House strategy of trying to block some of the testimonies of key people. It is not successful so far.
All right, Margaret Brennan from Washington, D.C., thank you very much.
And of course, join Margaret for Face the Nation. That's Sunday morning at 10:30.